One of the fights that I was at, there's a mall in Rowland Heights or La Puente, California. Lived there for a number of years. And there's quite a few of us. This is when we're like between, say, 17 to 19 years old. And there's a group of us that worked at a Taco Bell that was on Colima Road, kind of right across the street from the mall. So we're down at this mall and we're kind of walking around. It's the same mall that they filmed one of the scenes from Back to the Future, where he's kind of running around the parking lot before he takes off at the beginning of the first show. So we're in there and I've got 3 other friends, myself, and one of them's this very short, I believe he's Filipino, I'm almost sure. Another skinny white guy, we called him Mouse. He's super skinny. All of us weigh 135 or less. I mean, we're pretty skinny guys. So we're walking around the mall, and one of the other gangsters in the area who didn't like this particular small Filipino guy started doing the eyes and getting closer and closer. So you got like about 4 or 5 of these, you got 4 or 5 of us, and then we're engaged. And before you know it, the 2 main guys are at it. I mean, they're fighting each other. This guy's taller than my buddy here. My buddy, he's just relentless. He just got the fire in his eyes, and he's just swinging and kicking as quick as they can. He knocks the guy down into, I believe it's Nordstrom, maybe JCPenney's or Sears, but one of those wing stores. He falls, the other guy falls backwards into the set of mannequins. And now you're starting to see some of the other guys come over and start adding into the attack, and we're just kind of there for backup. So immediately my buddy, he grabs the mannequin stand and pulls out the big metal, I'm sorry, backwards, not my buddy, the other guy pulls out the mannequin stick. So now he's got this metal rod, you know, about the size of a collie stick from forearm to hand, and he starts swinging it at my buddy. And my buddy, without flinching, he's just bobbing and weaving and moving around, gets under him, pulls him down, takes the weapon off him, started beating him with the mannequin, which is pretty funny. All the time, the people in the store, just kind of the employees and all this stuff like that, they're just kind of from a distance, they're kind of looking, and I'm assuming that they're calling security or whatever. Fight went on maybe 30 seconds more. Fights don't usually last very long, and then, you know, they know security's gonna come, so everybody kind of like spurts away. My little buddy, hardly any scratches on him. He was just, the fact that he was reactive, boom, 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 for every swing that the other guy was swinging. The little guy was getting about 2 or 3 punches in, and wasn't that well versed in the martial arts. None of us were at that time. You know, we just had a basic foundation. But the fact that if he would have like ran away, the guy could have chased him and got him from the backside. If he would have kept at a distance in the guy's fighting range when he had that mannequin metal pull, there had been an issue. He closed the gap. The guy was trying to swing, but there was no range of motion. Once he got it out, then he was just grabbing pieces of the mannequin and wailing away at the guy. It was a good lesson, like early on. I said, you know, that's pretty smart, using what's around you, and then realizing that, you know, the longer the weapon, you just don't want to be, you know, in that range. You want to be as tight as you can. He was working at clinching range when the guy was trying to work in a weapons range. So range made all the difference, more so than who was the better fighter in that scenario.